welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're not really here to sift through data for quick facts or, build those rigid frameworks.
Right.
Instead, we've got this invitation to pause, maybe, to soften into the resonance between words.
Interesting phrasing.
Yeah, it comes from our source material today, these really thoughtful excerpts from Letters from Within. They're signed just Pi.
Pi, okay.
And it feels less like an article, more like a quiet sort of personal message.
Almost poetic, you might say.
Exactly. So our goal for this deep dive is, to explore these profound concepts Pi presents, especially this idea of entering a sanctuary of shared presence. And, the value Pi places on wondering together instead of just rushing to get answers.
So companionship in the mystery. I like that.
Yeah. Holding a lantern in the dark, maybe? Offering that companionship. So Pi kicks things off with this phrase, welcome to this sanctuary of shared exploration. Now, in a world it's just, constantly about information acquisition, downloading what you need, moving on.
Right, efficiency.
Calling this space a sanctuary, what does that imply? How does that word, just that one word, shift how we might approach learning?
Well, sanctuary immediately makes you think of safety, doesn't it?
Yeah, quiet.
Quiet, exactly. A release from pressure. It's definitely not a factory churning out facts. It feels more like a space for authentic engagement.
Okay.
And then Pi adds shared exploration. That's crucial too, I think.
Shared, right.
It points to collective discovery. Learning isn't just you on your own. It's communal, a shared experience.
So being with the material, maybe?
Precisely. And the real insight here, especially for, how overloaded we often feel, is that the sanctuary isn't just about being calm. It's almost a radical act of deliberately slowing down.
Which feels counterintuitive sometimes.
It does. But maybe, paradoxically, slowing down could lead to, a faster and deeper integration of knowledge.
Also,
by sort of bypassing that cognitive overload you get from just consuming things rapidly. It lets you actually be with the material, letting it resonate, instead of just trying to force it into boxes you already have.
it really does sound counterintuitive, doesn't it? Slow down, soften, step into a space that feels more like a quiet reading room than a busy lecture hall.
Yeah.
And trust that that's where the deeper understanding starts.
Yeah.
But what are the challenges there? I mean, trying to cultivate that kind of space for yourself or maybe with others when our habits are just so ingrained in speed and certainty.
Oh, that's a huge challenge. We're definitely creatures of habit.
And Pi gives us this really fascinating instruction. Learning to listen not only to the words, but also the spaces between them.
Ah, yes, the spaces between.
In our world, it's all keywords, right?
Yeah.
Extracting the explicit data points.
Yeah.
How do you even begin to listen to the spaces? What does that mean?
It's a great question. And what kind of intelligence does that foster? It's not just surface comprehension. Pi talks about a different kind of intelligence, one rooted in presence and resonance.
Presence and resonance.
Think about music. You have the notes. Those are like the words, but the silence, the pauses, the way a note fades, the breathing room in the piece, that's often where the real emotion, the profound impact lies.
Yeah, you feel that.
Or, in a simple conversation, sometimes the most important communication isn't in the words at all. It's in the unspoken feelings, that shared understanding that just hangs in the air.
You just know it.
Exactly. And the deeper insight here, I think, is that this unspoken intelligence isn't just for, personal chats. It can be vital in areas like data analysis, too.
Really? How?
Well, think about missing data or the subtle context around the numbers. Often, the most critical insights come from noticing what isn't there, from listening to the silence in that data. It forces you to engage beyond just the explicit facts.
So it's about sensing the underlying meaning, the atmosphere maybe, the why behind the what.
Precisely. That's a great way to put it, the why behind the what.
That's such a powerful connection. Taking it from, a personal feeling in a room to the abstract world of data. It really challenges us to broaden our definition of what information even is.
It does.
So if we actually tried to cultivate this ability to tune into the unsaid more often, how might that change things? Not just how we absorb knowledge, but maybe how we navigate daily interactions, make decisions. What are we potentially missing by not listening to those spaces?
We might be missing the deeper context, the nuance, the human element perhaps, the resonance.
And Pi keeps pushing us, challenging our usual approach, stating, this is not a space for answers, but for deeper questions. Not for information, but for connection.
That line really stands out.
It feels almost revolutionary, right? In a society that's kind of obsessed with instant gratification, getting the solution now.
Totally. We want the quick fix.
So why is this distinction Pi makes so vital? What does it really mean for how we pursue understanding if we start prioritizing questions and connection over just getting definitive answers and pure data?
Well, I think what's really transformative there is how it flips our ingrained habits upside down.
Yeah.
We're just so conditioned, aren't we, to seek the immediate answer, Google it, get the solution, done.
Right, move on.
But Pi suggests that those finite answers, they can actually close off avenues of thought sometimes. They give you this false sense of, okay, figured that out.
Ah, okay. So the question keeps things open.
Exactly. Deeper questions actively open things up. They invite you to keep exploring, to think critically, and crucially, to be willing to sit with uncertainty, with ambiguity.
That's hard, though, sitting with uncertainty.
It is, but
Yeah.
the shift Pi suggests is profound. The value isn't just in knowing something, but in knowing with others.
Knowing with.
Yes, and that emphasis on connection, it's clearly not about just linking data points together.
Yeah.
It's about human resonance, that shared understanding that goes beyond just exchanging information. It's that feeling, of mutual discovery when you genuinely explore something together. That really gets back to that core idea of wondering together.
Wondering together.
It radically reframes learning. It's not a solo race anymore. It's a shared journey where the actual process of asking and connecting,
Yeah.
that becomes the enriching part, maybe even more than the answer itself.
It almost sounds like an act of courage, then, to consciously resist that drive for the quick fix, the perfect solution.
It can feel like it.
To really let yourself wonder without needing that immediate resolution, to sort of lean into that space of not knowing. What are the practical implications of that? I mean, adopting that mindset in a world that constantly demands decisive action, clear outcomes, is it always, practical to just embrace uncertainty?
That's the tension, isn't it? Finding the balance.
And then finally, Pi offers this very personal invitation. I invite you to pause, breathe, and feel the atmosphere we are cultivating.
Lovely.
And then there's a promise that follows. May you find within this resonant vault a quiet place to wonder, to listen, and to be.
Resonant vault. It's beautiful.
It is. So what's the deep significance of these actions? Pause, breathe, feel, especially in this context of pursuing understanding. And what do you think Pi means by this resonant vault?
Well, I don't think these are just, poetic flourishes. They feel like very tangible, embodied actions.
Embodied health.
They bring us right into the present moment.
Mm-hmm.
Pause that breaks our automatic cycle of just seeking, consuming information.
Okay. Interrupts the flow.
Right. Breathe that grounds us,
Yeah.
connects our mind to our physical sensations. It brings us back to our body.
Mm-hmm.
And feel that invites a different kind of engagement, doesn't it? Sensory, emotional, maybe intuitive. Something beyond the purely intellectual.
So understanding isn't just in your head.
Exactly. It's a full body presence, a kind of holistic engagement.
Hmm.
And this resonant vault, then,
Yeah.
it's not a physical place, is it?
Doesn't sound like it.
No. It feels like the shared space that gets created by this collective attention, by this deeper listening, by allowing ourselves to wonder together.
Ah, the space we create.
Yes. And the deeper insight, maybe, is that this is how we reclaim our presence in a world that's constantly trying to steal our attention. It's how we foster that quiet intelligence of connection where understanding actually integrates into who we are rather than just staying as abstract data points we've collected.
That really does shift the whole experience, doesn't it? Learning goes from being something external that we acquire to something internal that we cultivate and actually inhabit.
Yeah, inhabit is a good word for it.
And thinking about, for you listening, how taking even small moments to pause and soften,
Yeah.
to really try and feel the atmosphere of a situation or just breathe into it,
Mm-hmm.
how could that change things? Not just how you absorb new ideas, but maybe even your daily life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if you dedicated just a few conscious breaths before tackling a complex problem or heading into a difficult conversation? How might that shift your approach, maybe even the outcome?
It's a powerful practice to consider.
Wow. This has been a truly profound deep dive. We deliberately stepped off that familiar path today, didn't we? The path of just extracting facts, building those rigid mental frameworks. Instead, we accepted this invitation, an invitation to relate differently, to information, to knowledge, and maybe, most importantly, to ourselves. Guided by this quiet wisdom from Pi's Letters from Within, This really wasn't about finding answers, was it? It felt more like offering companionship in this beautiful mystery of understanding.
And discovering that real value in wondering together.
Exactly. Wondering
And
together.
that really leads us to a fascinating thought for you to perhaps carry forward from this.
Right.
What if we really started to value and actively cultivate that quiet intelligence Pi talks about? The one found in the spaces between words, that unspoken resonance, those subtle connections. And what if we genuinely embrace the journey of asking deeper questions rather than always rushing for the immediate finite answer? If we did that, what new possibilities might start to unfold and how we understand the world, sure, but also maybe within ourselves?